Battlefield 1 Gewehr 98 in-depth review. Anyway, the Gewehr 98 is one very good sniper, and I'm about to show you the stats um, that um, that is not really provided in game. Anyway, let's start off with the damage over distance itself. It's pretty good until it hits its good old one-shot headshot until it hits 60. Then it starts to rise on the damage until it hits 80 with that 100 damage. So the sweet spot starts at 80 meters and ends at 165 meters, and where it starts to drop off, I mean, starts at 80 and ends at 125 meters, and then starts to drop off till it gets to 165, where it's back to the one-shot headshot. Anyway, the fire rate is 50 rounds per minute. Not too fast, not too slow, but kind of in between. Uh, the muzzle velocity is at 880 meters per second. Now that is very good. I think it is one of the fastest bullets in Battlefield 1. Um, so you don't really have to lead your target all too much, or even calculate for drop too much, but it's still there, so keep in mind about that. And then the bullet drop is still the same across most of all the snipers, 12 meters per second squared, and that's kind of surprising. And since the Gewehr, the Russian, and the M1903 all have are all considered long-range snipers, they have 5 rounds in the magazine. And I'd say it does have its ups and downs when it comes to sniping, and the variants themselves. It's the sniper, the infantry, and the marksman. The marksman has the marksman sight, like, you know, the SMLE marksman, like everybody likes. They're not too zoomed in, but since the sniper has a kind of out there sweet spot, you might need something with a little bit more zoom to get those, to actually see what you're shooting. And then it has its sniper variant, which has its sniper scope, which zooms up to 10 times, which is actually quite far. Like, I've actually used a 10 times scope with the M1903 sniper. And then the Gewehr 98 has some pretty cool iron sights, and they don't really obstruct too much view, but you can always slap on the radium sights if you don't really like those. And I'd say why the infantry on here, like especially since, and same thing with the Russians, since they're both long-range snipers, but why? And like, well, I'd say, yeah, they kind of do need their standard issue rifles. So, why does the M1903 have the experimental version on every other circumstance, unless you have the standard issue rifle thingy active on the server, and also playing as the USA? And I'd say that it is kind of funny that they had the experimental, but if you do want to like test out what it would be like to have the experimental on like the map Sinai Desert or whatnot, go ahead and get yourself some K-bullets, because you'll actually take off the little device which will make it semi-automatic and make it good old bolt action again. And since it only does more damage to vehicles with FMJ, it's not really much of an advantage against regular infantry. So yeah, you just gotta hang around a ton of support guys, and you can get your good old infantry-ish M1903 experimental. The only thing is that from the infantry, the actual infantry version and the experimental, it's the sweet spot. The experimental does not have a sweet spot at all. It just starts and then it drops. And the infantry obviously has its long-range sweet spot. But anyways, smack that like button, hit the sub, drop the comment, and I'll see you guys later for another video on my channel. Well, I'm out of here.